What's up, families? Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Ken's TV and the House Like Kitchen Sinks. Now, before I get into today's story, if you will, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better, meaning that anytime I drop a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So if you're on your way to work, you at work, you don't feel like being there, as we so often don't. You're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry. Perhaps you're trying to lay down and take a nap, or you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening to or viewing this video, or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true penitentiary, keyword being true, penitentiary story slash life story slash life experience. If you prefer your 8 to 12 to 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Ken's TV, it's 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, with all that being wrapped up into one big old nutshell that is, guess what? There is a message. Before I get into this afternoon's message, rather, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set. Whatever it may be that you representing, let it be known. Let us know if you the man or the woman that you say you be. A lot of y'all is probably looking at it like, hold on. What did this guy say initially? Families. See, in Kentucky, and I know a lot of places, you address each other as, what's up, family? You know, family. What's up, family? But certain people, we always going to take it to the next, it's always going to be somebody that takes it to the next level. So instead of saying family, hey, what's up, family? Even when you say it in a, what's up, family? You got an individual, Big Dave, man. I got to give Dave his props for this, man. Big Dave Eaglin. Shout out to Dave Eaglin. If you're from Lexington, Kentucky, you know Big Dave Eaglin, man. Shout him out, man. Big Dave. But he wouldn't say family. He say family. F-A-N-L-E-Y. Y'all jump in the comment section and say, what's up, family? F-A-N-L-E-Y. So instead of saying, what's up, family, Big Dave would say, what's up, family? That's how he pronounced it. So I can't take the credit for something that I didn't create. So when I started this video, when I say, what's up, families? That's just saying we all family. We all one. But instead of us all being family, we families. What's up, family? Life is crazy, man. A lot of, not particularly men, but women, and it's just my opinion. All it is an opinion. A lot of women is raised to want to find that special person. You want to get married. You want to have that house, the white picket fence and the family and, the kids and just be with that one special individual, special person. But it seems as though there was like so many moons ago. Because now everything is social media. Everything is just, I don't know. It's just, I like social media. I like the instant access to things. But in the same token, this is for you all that really, really remember. I kind of miss when it wasn't social media. I kind of miss when we just had regular house phones. Okay, the little cell phones, the Nokias or whatever, but we ain't had no internet. I kind of miss before we had the call ID, star 69. And I kind of miss those days because it seems as those things were so much more simple. Often reference that we live in a microwave world. Anything we want is pick up the phone and we can find it. We can get it. You don't even have to go out to meet somebody these days. Everything is just on the internet. And while these things pretty good, they have their advantages, but overall I just think that it's now again, this is just my opinion. I just think that it's just bad. Overall I think that it's bad. It feels as though love is not love anymore. You got this particular couple. The story takes place in Harlem, New York. Got an individual by the name of Cornell. He's a player. He's a player for real, man. You know what I'm saying? He got a very successful construction business. You know, he's just a ladies' man. Pause, double pause. He's about 6'2". He'd be a real ladies' man. No hate, no shade, but if he was 5'11". But nevertheless, he's about 6'2". You know what I'm saying? He was well built or whatever. Worked out. You know, nice smile, you know. So the ladies really gravitated towards him. Had several women, several ladies. And his pockets was fat. He got long money, man. He's in this construction game, and you know, he worked his way to the top to where he had his own construction company. Several different women that he dealt with. Had 3 main women that he dealt with, not to mention the new ones that he met or whatever, but he had 3 main ones that he dealt with. Okay, one night we going out to eat, the next night, and we're gonna spend the night together, and the next night you and I are gonna do the same, and then the next night. So he did this on a regular basis. And he found himself in a situation that he never found himself in. See, he walked into a it was like a I forget what they call it in New York. Y'all jump in the comment section, let me know. It's like a store. They sell food out of the store. They sell regular stuff, but they sell food too. I can't remember the actual name. So y'all let me know. You from the East Coast, you from New York. Let me know, son. You know what I mean? Let me know. Much love to the NY, man, to the whole East Coast. Bodega. I forget what the actual name, so y'all let it be known. But nevertheless, he walked in and he seen this young lady, and she was made it very apparent that she was arguing with the father of her child, her son. Hadn't been doing anything for the child, hadn't been sending the child support, so she wasn't very pleased with it. However, she conducted herself in a ladylike manner. She didn't cuss and scream and, you know, yell at him or anything, but she was firm and she let it be known. You need to start doing for your son. Well, Cornell was very impressed with this. So after that situation ended and, you know, the baby's father walked out, he approached her. Excuse me, miss. Can I talk to you? Not right now, and I'm just not in the mood. No disrespect. Fellas, you know how we are. We so polite in the very beginning. No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to intrude, impede. I couldn't help but notice. Is everything okay? I'm not trying to get in your business, but it's, you seem a little agitated, upset, and are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just talking to my baby's daddy. This nigga don't want to do nothing for his son. Oh, you have a son? Yeah, I have a son. Okay. How old is your son? This particular instance, he was, 4 or 5 years old, 3 years old, something like that. By the way, I'm so rude. That was rude of me not to. My name is Cornell. What's your name? Could I get the pleasure of getting your name? My name is Brenda. Brenda. Oh wow, Brenda. Where you from, Brenda? I'm from Harlem. Where you from? I'm from Harlem. Wow, I never seen you around before. Yeah, I've been here for a while. Whatever. My whole life, actually. Born and raised. Okay. At this particular juncture, Brenda was like 29, 30 years old. Brenda had a banging body. Brenda was so used to men approaching her. That's why when Cornell initially said, excuse me, miss, can I have a word with you? What? I don't got no time for it. Because she was so used, she couldn't even walk up and down the street without somebody approaching her. Brenda was about 5'6", caramel complected, like I said, 29, 30 years old, slim waist, nice hips, big hips. You know what I'm saying? Everything was, shoulder length hair. Like Brenda was that. Action. They get to talk and they exchange numbers or what have you. They have a couple dates. Now, this wasn't anything that was abnormal to Cornell, because I've already mentioned that he already had 3 women that he's seen on a regular basis. Not to mention the ones that he would just randomly see. Not to mention the ones that he would just meet. He got money, man. He got bread. The women thought that he was a looker, so he had no problems meeting women whatsoever. He was the player from the Himalayas. Well, it got to the point to where Cornell and Brenda were seeing each other on a regular basis, but Cornell wanted more and more. He wanted to see Brenda more and more. Now, it was one of those scenarios in which Cornell had never spent more than $300 on any woman. Bought her a gift, $2,000 worth of jewelry. That's how much he was just into her. They hadn't even been dating long. After a while, he puts her in a house because she was struggling. She was struggling financially. Like I said, she had a little son named Terrell. And the dad wasn't doing anything. From what I hear, New York is a very costly place to live, to say the least. He puts up in the house, puts some money in her account, make sure she's good. They kicking it, spending time with each other every single night, to the point to where Cornell cut everybody else off. It was all about Brenda. It seems as though the roles had changed. See, he had always been the player. Now, he was the one he was wanting that love, that affection, that attention. But he wanted it from one woman, and that was Brenda. They were spending nearly every single night together. Anything she wanted, anything he was getting it, he was good. Now while Brenda is the beneficiary of all of these gifts and money and having a crib, and she's not having to pay no bills, she tells Cornell one night, laying on the couch or whatever, and just kind of just chilling, man. She's rubbing on his, she's in his arms or whatever, rubbing his chest. She's like, baby, I have something to tell you. What's up, baby? I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I don't want you to, look at me any differently, but I have to be honest with you. I have to be real. What's up, baby? I mean, let it be known. What are we doing? What are we talking about? I love the fact that you take care of me. I love the fact that I don't have to want for anything. But I have a confession, baby. Please don't tell me anything that, my heart can't handle. No, baby. No, it's nothing like that. I'm with you every night. And I'm with my son. I have no time for anything else. As, certain women favorite things. All I do is go to work and come home. I don't have time. I don't have time for anything else. Why don't you trust me? Come to find out, man, you've been freaking 2 or 3 people. So you found time. But in this particular instance, that wasn't the case at hand. I'm just used to a certain lifestyle. And I don't want to come across as disrespectful. The things that you do for me is cool, but I need I need to be upgraded. I need to be upgraded. Now here it is, this individual owns his own construction company. He's doing well in life, making $400,000 a year. Doing for you, you ain't got to pay for nothing. I'm taking care of everything, and you need to be upgraded. Listen, you have this construction site, and you got a couple other businesses. I got some people. I got some connects. And if you will allow your spots, your businesses to be distribution areas, distribution spots, basically, to where, okay, it's sent through the mail, it lands here, and then it's sent from, your spot to, you never have to touch anything, you never have to do anything. You can make this amount of money and everything will be just great. everything, but I need a certain lifestyle. Wow, Cornell's looking at this like the nerve of her, man. But that's how gone he was off of Brenda. Cornell agrees to the dumb shit. His spots became distribution centers. As she said, he never had to touch anything, but the money was just coming in. So in addition to the construction money, he's making all of this money in the illegal goods that's coming through, the drugs, just counterfeit. Everything was coming through his spot. Cornell was a responsible individual, so instead of just, he was spending money on her, but he wasn't really spending money on himself like that. He believed in saving money, putting money away for a rainy day, so he was just stacking that bread. Yeah, he's spending on, Brenda as well, as I've already mentioned, but he's stacking that money. Didn't think anything of it. He's being very, very careful. He didn't tell anybody. He didn't have any issues. He didn't have any sort of problems whatsoever. What he was unaware of is that 6 months prior to Brenda approaching him in this manner, Brenda was already in the game. She was already in the game, but Cornell had no idea whatsoever. While he was away running his construction company, Brenda was doing, her dirt in the street. She gets knocked by the feds. She never told Cornell. She could have dealt with the feds. The feds let her out. They didn't make it known, made it public or what have you. I can give you this individual that I'm with. He's the whole brains behind the operation. In exchange for me not going to jail, I can give you this individual. He owns all the businesses. Everything is him. She's wearing wiretaps. She's reporting back to the feds, to the detectives, to the agents, whatever that she's dealing with. All the while, once again, Cornell had no clue whatsoever. For 6 months, the feds go in and they make their move. They come in, they make their arrest on Cornell. When they make their arrest on Cornell, it's not at his home. The money was put up. Everything was put up. They seized some of his property, but they couldn't seize everything because he had a legitimate business that he was, paying taxes on. So they really couldn't take much from him. Cornell tells Brenda, listen, baby, don't worry about anything. Don't worry about nothing. Matter of fact, at this point, they'd already gotten married. Don't worry about nothing, man. Nothing. My wife, she don't got nothing to do with it. It's all me. He was a man about it. It's all me. She don't have anything to do with anything. They take him. He's not even trying to fight it. He gets to court, listen, man, what's the best deal that I can get? Cornell had never been in trouble before, so what is the best deal that I can possibly get? I'm not trying to rat on nobody, nothing like that. I'm just accepting full responsibility. As long as you all leave my wife out of it. She knew nothing about any of these things. He's out on bond. Once he takes the plea deal, he goes in to do his time. They end up giving him like 7-8 years in the feds or something like that. Well, in the feds, you got to do 85% of your time. So we know he's going to be gone for about 6 years at least. 6.5 years. He's accumulated a nice nest egg. They have a house. The house is paid for. Totally paid for. Nice cars. Got $2 million in cash. A little bit over $2 million in cash. They end up sending him to Sing Sing. Not exactly sure what part of New York that's in, but I know that they sent him, you New Yorkers, man, y'all let me know in the comments where exactly is Sing Sing at. That's where he went to prison at. Remember, he's from Harlem. Initially, everything was everything. She was come to see him every single weekend, writing in, 2, 3, 4 times a week, putting money on his commissary every week. Everything was cool. And the thing about prison is, it's kind of the statement that I made as far as everything was cool. When you're locked up, everything will never be cool because you're not there. I mean, you can talk on the phone 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, which costs money. You got to have money in prison. Same way you got to have money to live out here, you got to have money in prison. But it'll never be cool because you're not there. First year, everything was smooth. Visitations every week, like I said. Year 2, everything was relatively smooth just as well. Going into year 3, things started to drastically change. The letters started to slow down. Instead of coming every week, visits went to every other week. The letters, instead of 3, 4 letters a week, maybe 1 or 2 letters a week. But the words, she wasn't saying very much in the letters. She's calling her phone. She's answering sometimes, but she's not picking up the way that she used to pick up every single time that he called. He's noticing these things. But he doesn't want to stress her. He knows that, she's already having a tough enough time out there, but she shouldn't be having a tough time financially. She has really no bills other than, maintaining the home, electric, cable, water, things like that. But I left her $2 million. About that 3rd year, things had really, really slowed down. And the visits is maybe once a month. Birthdays, Christmas, he might get a card, but she's just signing her name, love you. She's not taking the time to write anything, personable, in the letter, in the card. He's calling. She's not answering a lot of the times when he's calling. Money's slowing up. What the heck is going on, man? By year 4, pretty much everything she's not even visiting anymore. He's calling for days, and I've been there, done that. She got every excuse in the book why she couldn't answer the phone. Let me explain something to you fellas. When you're out and you watch a woman's habits, you see that everywhere she goes, she takes her cell phone with her. I don't care if she goes to the bathroom, she goes to the kitchen. And it's not that she's trying to hide anything. She just always has her phone. Her phone is attached to her hand. She's going to get on her phone wherever she's at. But all of a sudden now you in jail and you calling back to back to back to back to back. Mind you, there's other individuals waiting to use the phone. So in prison, you only got a few times to try to make a call. Then the next individual is waiting to use the phone just as well. All of a sudden you can't reach her for days at a time. Oh, I had my phone. I was in the bathroom. And this time you called, I was in the shower. And this time you called, I was asleep. And this time you called, my phone was dead. And this time that my phone was about to go dead. And this time that you called, I was out and about and I didn't want to waste a call. And this time that you called, I had forgotten my charger. And this time that you called, I was talking to my kid's teacher. And this time that you called, every excuse in the book. But you're recollecting and you thinking back to the times that you all were laying right beside each other. And anytime that phone rang, anytime alerts went off as far as she had a message, she got her phone just like that. But now all of a sudden, you in prison. She don't take her phone with her everywhere she goes. Duly noted. Like I said, we in year 4, and Cornell gets some very disturbing news. His mother passes away. Man. Somehow, some way, I don't know. I guess New York is different from Kentucky, because if somebody passes away in your family, tough on you, man. They're not giving you no passes to go to no funerals. They gave him a 2-day pass to go to, his mother's funeral or what have you. Gets the 2-day pass. He's trying to call his wife. She's not answering the phone. What the heck is going on, man? Wife ain't answering the phone. He done went by the house. Nobody's answering the door. I know she's gonna be at my mom's funeral. Goes to the funeral. She's not there. He's giving her every reason, every excuse in the book. Well, maybe, she doesn't realize that I'm out on a pass or what have you. And finally, somebody breaks it down to him. His aunt, which is his mom's sister. Courtney, I need to talk to you. I don't know exactly what's going on between the two of you all, but that house is no longer your home. What do you mean it's no longer my home? She sold the house. No way she sold the house. There is no way that she sold that house without me. She sold the house. She sold it about a year ago. We just didn't want to disturb you and let you know that while you were incarcerated. She sold my house He's furious. I believe they had him on some sort of house arrest, so he couldn't just up and go wherever he wanted to go. He's on a curfew. He's calling. Finally, she answers the phone. Hey, baby, I'm sorry to hear about your mother or whatever. By this point, I guess she knows that he's out on, pass. He's trying to see his wife. He wants to see her, but he wants to know what's up with the house. You the one that left me out here? You left me with all the responsibilities. You left me out here all by myself. So I did what I had to do and I sold the house. I left you out here with a house that's paid for, 3 or 4 nice cars, no bills, and $2 million. What do you mean you doing what you have to do? I'm just trying to make a better life for us. I took that money and I invested it. So that when she flipped it on, so that when you come home, you wouldn't have to go back to the streets. Baby, I was only in the streets because you recommended it. I was only in the streets because you said that you needed this elaborate lifestyle. So that's the only reason that I was in the streets. So what are you talking about? Cornell hears a voice in the background. Who you on the phone with? Who was that? And what is all that noise? I hear music in the background. Where you at? I'm at home. She's on the phone crying. She done made herself, cry me a river. Cry me a river. Cornell's not buying it. You can't be at home. See, there you go accusing me. You can't be at home because you sold our home. Where are you at? I'm not going to go through this. I'm already stressed enough. I have so much going on, so much on my plate. You don't care about me. You don't care about Terrell. Only thing you care about is yourself. Hangs up the phone on him. He calls back. She will not answer the phone whatsoever. A day later, what have you, he goes back to prison, as he's supposed to do, reports back to prison. He's calling her. Calls her like 17 times in one day. She won't answer the phone. You see, that time that he spoke with her when he was out for the furlough, the 2-day furlough, he didn't talk to her for an additional 2 years. Had 2 years left. He did his 2 years, and they didn't speak the remaining time. He felt so just empty inside to where his cellie told him his cellie was serving a 12-year sentence. Actually, his cellie had already been down for 12 years when he moved in the cell with him. He tells him, bro, people on the outside change. When you see a drastic change like that, they change because they want to change. She'd have moved on, bro. Cornell didn't want to believe it, but he had no choice. No visits, no letters, no money, no communication, no nothing. Absolutely nothing. I've been there. I know that feeling oh so well, man. See, the thing about when you're in prison, man, and we all put ourselves there, but you got to understand that everybody makes mistakes in life. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to do something that's not on the up and up. And then you find yourself in prison, and the very people that you've helped out, the very people that you've done things for, sent money to, gave rides to, let them use your car, let them do all type of things on your dime, on your behalf, they be the same ones that stab you in your back and it's blowing in the wind when you locked up. You ain't got a friend to talk to. Been there. Heard every excuse in the book. And I've been calling you for 5 days straight. We were in Atlanta and I forgot my charger. You forgot your charger, huh? So you couldn't go to the gas station and buy a $15, $20 charger. I didn't think about that. Oh, yeah. So out of all the times I done called you in 5 days, you couldn't pick up the phone one time. I didn't want my phone to go dead, and I didn't want to waste a call because I knew I couldn't talk to you the whole 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, but I've already told you that the calls are based upon how many minutes that you talk. See, they used to have it in the prison system where if it's a 15-minute call, and even if you only talk for 2 or 3 minutes, it counts as a whole call. But now they have it to where if we only talk for 2 minutes, it's like 10 cents a minute, 15 cents a minute. You could have let me know that everything was cool, everything was okay, and that your charger or whatever you had left, and then you would, answer when you could or you'll be back. But you didn't do that. You just ignored my calls for 5 days straight. Yeah, that part. But I guess if a person pisses on you and they tell you that it's rain and you believe it, guess what? Stupid is as stupid does, man. Y'all rock with me. Respectfully. He didn't like what his celly had to say, but his celly reality was real. Comes home after 6 years and some change. Got a cousin, his favorite cousin, Marcus, man. He picks him up at the gate. Marcus is real, man. Marcus got a little cash for him. Got him an apartment and a job. It's not Marcus's job to do these things. But they were like brothers. They were cousins, but they were like brothers. And Marcus, he loved Cornell. So he did these things. And Cornell was appreciative, but the number one thing on his mind was Brenda. I got to confront her. Marcus is, come on, man, just rebuild your life. You was a hustler. You did it once, you can do it again, man. You know what I'm saying? Hustlers fall off sometimes. Sometimes you lose it all. Sometimes you got to lose it all to get it all back. And you'll get more the next time. Cornell wasn't trying to hear none of that. No, I need to find Brenda. In the meanwhile, Cornell moved into the apartment. He went to his job, the construction job. He's doing everything that he's supposed to do. But at nighttime, he's in a relentless pursuit, if you will, for Brenda. He needs to find out where Brenda's at. Ends up finding out that Brenda's in Queens. Somewhere in Queens is where Brenda resides. And how was he able to do so? Because he ran across the stepson, Terrell. At this point, Terrell's, was a teenager. The only father he ever knew was Cornell. So when he's able to, reconnect, if you will, with Terrell tells him, listen, Pops, man, I love you, I love my mom, but this is what's going on, man. My mama, she been buying expensive stuff. When you first went to jail, she sold the house. She's buying purses, she's gambling, she's getting high, she's gambling. Yeah, she's gambling, she's going to the casino every night. Now Cornell starts to put 2 and 2 together. That's where all my money went at, to the casino. All the bread that I left her, she gambled it all up. When she had no more money to gamble up, she sold the house. Gambled that up. I haven't talked to my mom in a while, but I know that she's in Queens and she's living out of her car. The one car that we had left, She's living out of that car, and she's not doing so well. She's not. Cornell goes to Queens. You know, he knows people everywhere, whatever. He's looking for her. Weeks at a time, he's looking for her. Finally, he's able to locate her or whatever, track her down. Knocks on the window of the car. She's asleep. She turns around. She sees her husband, Cornell, as though she's seen a ghost. She doesn't even want to roll the window down. Roll the window down. Roll the window down. She rolls the window down. How you doing? Hello. Let me in the car. He gets in there talking. She's apologizing. She's crying. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just had so much stress. You sold our home. The $2 million I left for you, you gambled it all away. This is all you have left is this car. Had trash all in the back, food like McDonald's and Burger King, and clothes in the back. This is all you have left, and I left you. You were set up. You were set up. And come to find out, not only did you blow through all my money, you was working with the feds. And you sent me to prison? You sent me to prison? When this whole operation was you, it was when I got caught up, I didn't know what to do, and I was just, can we start over? Let me make it up to you. Can we please make this right? I know that I'm wrong. But you also did things, and you were cheating with other women. I never cheated on you. All of the things that I did for you, and this is the thanks that I get. You work with the feds. I have nothing. What Nino say in New Jack City, $1 million a week business down the drain. And that's exactly what I got. Nothing. What's up, G Money? Nothing to say? He's heated. But he has a calmness about himself. I'm sorry, baby. I'm doing so wrong, but we can get it again. I'm just sorry. I messed up. I love you. I never stopped thinking about you. I just feel so ashamed that I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know how to come to you and tell you that I'd messed up. And I tried to invest some of the money. I don't need to hear no more. Everything that I ever worked hard for, man, you just pulls his gun out. She don't even know he had a gun on him. Not sure where he got the gun, but I'm quite sure it's not very difficult to get a gun. He got some money, pulls that gun out. In the car. No, baby, please don't do this to me. We don't have to. No, we don't have to do this. Bow, bow, bow. Right there, close range, right there in the car, man. Takes her out. Once he takes her out, he didn't try to run. He didn't try to escape. He didn't try to get away. Matter of fact, he called the police. Hey, come get this bitch. Police come, interview him, take him to, the precincts or whatever, headquarters. He admits to it. Once again, he's not trying to get a lawyer or anything. No, I did it. This is why I did it. They ended up giving him a court-appointed attorney, and they pled temporary insanity. I was gone, man, at the time. Man, my mind, everything that I had, I was a millionaire. We was rich, man. So I lost my mind. Goes to trial. The jury comes back with manslaughter, 15 years. Eligible for parole in 10. Back to the penitentiary he goes. But he goes back with a peace of mind. Although that he had just taken his wife off the face of this earth. He had a peace of mind. He's taking anger management classes, teaching the classes, doing everything that he can do to become a better person And while I don't agree with what he did, in his mind he felt as though he did the right thing. You know, we all can say what we would do, what we wouldn't do. Now, this incident occurred in 2023. He got to do 10 years before he's eligible for parole. So he got another 8 years to go before he's eligible for parole. As I was saying, we all say that we would do this and we would do that. But can you imagine if this was you in this scenario? We all have free will. Cornell could have said, no, I'm not messing up my business. I'm not, but that's just how much he loved him. He loved her. But at the same time, she didn't make him do anything. He had free will to say no. He went ahead and did it. He's putting that money up, stacking that money to make a better future for them so they didn't have to do it anymore. She's a federal informant. He had no clue. She gets him caught up. He gets himself caught up for one. But she further enhances, him being caught up with her working with the feds. I trust you enough. Trust how much I trust you. A whole house that's paid for and $2 million. Y'all was gone for 6 years, but that $2 million could have easily stretched. If I leave you $2 million, man, you sending me money every week. You living your life. You doing, but you gonna have to scale it back for a little bit, baby, until I come home. Can't ball out of control while I'm gone. You got no mortgage payments or anything, no car payments. Electric, cable, water, like I said earlier. I mean, legitimately, you should have had $1.5 million easily when I got back out. I could deal with that. Okay, $500,000 gone. I get it. Cool. Come on to nothing. Nothing? Nah. That ain't right. That ain't right. Cornell couldn't let that go. And as a result, he unalived Brenda. And what's so ironic about the situation, his stepson, Terrell, I'm sure he was hurt by his mother being unalived. Cornell was the only father that he ever knew. And he continued to write and go visit Cornell in the penitentiary. The very same man that took his mother off the face of this earth, he continues at the time to go and visit and write this individual, Cornell, in the penitentiary, man. The sign Campbell say, watch a circle, man. Because they may be the very, very ones that take you out, or at least attempt to take you out. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Real Kens TV.